Now in this case, we've got here a straight line, right? That's a straight line because there's no squares there, but this would be like a quadratic because we've got an x squared here. But it's quite difficult, isn't it, to arrange this so you get y equals both of them. The first one's easy enough, I suppose. We could rewrite the first one and just say, look, y is equal to 13 minus 2x, yeah? And that's easy enough to do, isn't it? Take the 2x over, become minus 2x. But the trouble with this is, to rearrange this to get y equals is a lot of work, right? And it gets a bit messy. So what I would do is, right, instead of rearranging this, I can now substitute this in, right? I can substitute this into here, right? Because remember, when we get points of intersection, right, and you know, even though it doesn't actually state points of intersection here, that's exactly what we're going to get at points of intersection. The y values and the x values are going to be the same, aren't they? So if I sub this in, okay, if I sub in y equals 13 minus 2x into this second equation, we'll get out our values for x. So I've got x squared there, okay, which is great, and then I've got xy. Now think about what we're doing here to xy. We're timesing, aren't we? So that will be x times y. But now remember, my y is this, isn't it? So I can put in times by 13 minus 2x, and I use a bracket to say I'm timesing it, and then take away 30, and that equals 0. Okay, so that's the best way to do this, right? Is sort of substituting in, replacing the y there with what y is equal to from the line. Okay, because remember, all the y's will be equal, aren't they? And all the x's be equal. So because y is equal to this from the line, and that was simple, just took the 2x over. I can then sub it in then to the curve equation, and then there's nothing here involving y, which is great. It's all x's. So I can simplify this. X squared plus, if I times there, that'll be 13x, and if I do that, and then if I times this, I get minus 2x squared, and then be minus 30 equals 0. So put it together, x squared minus 2x squared. It's actually minus x squared, isn't it? X squared take away 2x squared is minus x squared plus 13x minus 30 equals 0. Now, I want to factorize this, right? And I should be able to factorize it, but the trouble is you've got a minus here in front of the x squared. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change all the signs, right? I'm allowed to do that. So if I change that to a positive, okay, change the sign, but I've got to change this sign as well. So that'll be minus 13x. And I've got to change this sign as well, so that'll be plus 30 equals to 0. Okay, so change all the signs. We're allowed to do that. It's like taking everything over to that side. So minus x squared, take it over, becomes a plus x squared. Take that over, becomes a minus 13x. Take that over, becomes a plus 30. Factorize it. Two numbers, and multiply to give 30, add up to give minus 13. Let's think about it. 10 and 3, I'm thinking straight away. 10 and 3, does that work? Yeah, they both have to be minus, wouldn't they? Both have to be minus to get minus 13. And that multiplies to give 30, doesn't it? Yeah, that works. You have to be careful with this one, because 15 and 2 is an option, isn't it? You know, 15 and 2, you could get minus 13. You'd have to put minus 15, wouldn't you? Plus 2. That would give you minus 13, wouldn't it? Minus 15 plus 2. But the trouble is that when you multiply these, you get minus 30 and not plus 30, which is what we're looking for. So that version don't work. This version does. So minus 10 minus 3 equals to 0. So that means then first bracket is equal to 0, or the second bracket is equal to 0. So x is equal to 10, or x is equal to 3. And if that's the case, then we just sub it in then to this here, remember, to work out what y is. So y would equal to 13, take away 2x. So 2x, well, two lots of this will be 20, won't it? So you get 13, take away 20, which is minus 7. So you've got a coordinate there of 10 for x, minus 7 for y. And then in that case, then put 3 into it. So 13 minus 2x, 13 minus 2 lots of 3, so that will equal to, actually equal to 7. So the other coordinate then will be 3, 7.